Hello everyone, and thank you so much for watching. My name is Brittany, and today I am going to show you how to apply the perfect base. So everything that goes on your face that has to do with makeup, including primer, foundation, concealer, bronzer, powder, all of that stuff. It seems like a lot, but it's really not, and it can be really simple and quick if you know what you're doing. So yes, I'm going to show you my favorite products, but feel free to use whatever you currently have. But I will also give you some suggestions about great products. And yeah, it's pretty simple, so just stay tuned. Thanks! Okay, so to start off your base, you want to make sure you cleanse your face and moisturize. That part is so important because you want to make sure that your skin has a nice base for all the makeup to lay on top of. So next you're going to move on to primer. I'm going to use the Arbonne makeup primer. This is one of my favorites. It's just good all around. What you want a primer for is to smooth out your skin. It blurs out any imperfections, fills in pores, and also makes your makeup last longer. So I just take a couple pumps of that in my fingers, and I just rub that all over my face. So again, this is just going to give your makeup a smoother application and make sure your makeup lasts all day. So just blend that all in. Next, you want to move on to foundation. When you're thinking about foundation, you want to think less is more, okay? So you don't want to just pile it on thinking you have so much to cover, because that's how you can end up looking cakey. It's better to build it in small, thin layers and go in with concealer or go in with a little bit more if you need it. I'm going to be using this foundation brush by Sigma. They're really affordable brushes that you can buy online. I'll leave a link down below. And they're really high quality brushes, and you can buy them online, and they're cheaper than, like, let's say MAC brushes. But any foundation brush you have will do. I'm also going to use the Nars Sheer Glow Foundation. This is one of my favorites. It's just a beautiful finish. And I'm just going to dump some of that on my hand and dip my brush into that just a little bit. And I kind of stipple it all over my face in the spots where I'm going to apply, which is everywhere. And you just start building that up. So I'm kind of pushing it in and dragging it around my face. Like I said, start with just the smallest amount possible just to cover your entire face, and you can see where you still need some coverage left over. This is a really nice foundation, and this is an incredible brush. Just like that. I'm just going to pop a little bit more on just in the places that I need it. So kind of around my chin, and my nose. Really just in the center of my face is where I get the most red. And kind of whatever is left on the brush, I just drag down my chin and my neck to make sure you don't get that harsh foundation line. And I just keep going over that until I make sure that everything's blended and is really pressed into the skin nicely. Now moving on to concealer. This is one of my favorite concealers. It's the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer because it's good for underneath the eyes as well as redness and blemishes. So it's kind of like one-stop shop for concealer, which is really, really nice. And it has a nice, easy doe foot applicator. So I'm just going to take this and start underneath my eyes. Now what you want to do to cover dark circles is make an inverted triangle underneath your eye. So you kind of start at the tear duct and over and down. So you want to cover that whole space there. That will make sure that there are no dark circles. And it really just highlights that area and makes it look really bright and rested. So just like that. And then wherever you need, I'm just going to go around my nose, down the center of my nose. I've got some spots up here. And just wherever you need concealing, now is the time to do it. Like I said, it's better to spot conceal as opposed to putting on some more foundation. So you kind of look something like this, which is really attractive. Then I'm going to go in with this, and this is a Beauty Blender sponge. So basically it's just a reusable sponge. It is definitely worth the investment. It's not that much money. It's in the $20 range, and you just wash it and reuse it every single day. So it's really, really good, and it really just presses the makeup into your skin beautifully and absorbs any excess product. So yeah, I'm just going in pressing motions underneath my eyes. Blending that all in. I'm really just pushing it into the skin. Again, they have drugstore versions of this sponge if you do not have it, or you can use your foundation brush as well. I just prefer using this. And it's just really nice and simple. So just blending with the point of the sponge on those blemishes that I want to cover. Again, still pressing that into the skin, getting all of that concealed. Right, so I think I have my base done well. So I'm going to move on, and what you want to do is set everything. Dealing with liquids, you want to set them with a powder to make sure that they don't kind of sweat and move and slide around your face throughout the day. So to do that, I'm going to be using my Too Faced powder foundation. So it's just a compact powder foundation. Again, use any brand you have. Anything goes, and you just want to match your shade. And I'm going to use this little brush by Real Techniques. You can get these at Walmart, and they're incredible. And I am just going to press that underneath my eyes. Now what you want to keep in mind here is to not drag, but press, because you don't want to move any of that concealer that we've placed down. So I'm just pushing that into my concealer. And why I focus so much underneath the eyes is because it's really easy for makeup to kind of cake up under there and sink into fine lines. So there we go, down the center of my face, kind of around my nose. And then I just kind of cover any of the areas that I concealed, so all the blemishes that I covered up. And then just to finish that off, I take a big fluffy powder brush, dip that in there, and kind of just dust it lightly all over my face. It will add a little bit of coverage and just make sure your makeup stays in place. All right, now what we want to do next, so once you have your base, everything is looking a bit flat, right? Because it is all one color, it is all one level, and that's not really a natural look. It's not how your skin naturally is. So you want to bring some life and some color back in, and how you do that is with bronzer and blush. So the next step would be bronzer. This is the Benefit Hoola Bronzer. It's a really, really universal color. It looks good on most people, and it is matte, so you don't have to worry about looking way too shimmery or glowy. Just dust that in with, again, a big fluffy powder brush by Real Techniques. And what you want to do is think about a backwards E. So you kind of do forehead, temples, cheeks, and jaw. That's kind of where I focus it. So kind of up on my forehead, down at my cheeks, and underneath my jaw. That's how to get a really natural bronzer effect. So again, cheeks, down underneath the jaw. You can kind of do this face if you want. Underneath the jaw, and then a little bit on the foreheads. Again, this will just add some life back in and make everything look more natural and radiant. I like to do a little bit down here. Amazing. Okay, and then you want to go in with some blush. I'm going to use my Tarte 12-Hour Amazonian Clay Blush in Captivating. These are really great blushes because they do last all day and give you a lot of color. So just using a nice fluffy blush brush for that, I'm just going to smile and put this on the apples of my cheeks and drag it back. Same thing on the other cheek. Just like that. Just put some more life, just to put some more life and color back into your cheeks. There is one more step, you can totally skip it, but I just like to add a little bit of highlight. So this is the Hourglass Luminous Light. It is a very natural highlight, looks like this. Taking that same little powder brush, and I'm just going to put this on the high points of my cheekbones, kind of right up there. Just to add a little bit of glowiness. And like I said, kind of that natural sheen that you would normally get on your skin throughout the day. To set everything, this is an optional step, but it really makes a difference. This is an all-nighter makeup setting spray by Urban Decay. I love it. It will lock your makeup in. You can sweat, you can go to the gym, whatever. So I just close my eyes, give a couple sprays of this, let it dry, and you are good to go. That is your base Done. I hope you really enjoyed this video, and thanks so much for watching. Bye!